Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how I've lost $8 million over the years. Yeah, I know. So there's 10, 12 different ways this has accumulated over time. So what I can say is that being a risk taker and always choosing high risk situations is something that I'm just not afraid of. See, to get to the point where you don't have to work at the age of 24, yeah, you gotta make some super big risks. So none of this is financial advice. Let's go ahead and start there. And the way that I approach my finances and life is very untraditional to what your financial advisor is going to tell you. They will probably tell you to do the exact opposite. When everyone goes left, I go right. I'm always by myself over in the lane to the right, but that's okay because I like my life the way it is and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So of course, I've lost some cryptocurrency along the way. Surprise, surprise. And just to let you know, I'm gonna be pricing Bitcoin at $50,000 and I'm gonna be pricing Ethereum at $4,000 when calculating the USD amount that I have lost over the years, which is $8 million. So oh shoot, okay, so I just got a freezer beer because I think this video is gonna call for a freezer beer because I deserve it. So cheers, get a drink, we're in for a doozy. It's story time. So I've started taking risks and making small investments since I was about 15 years old. So some of you might not know this, but at the age of 15, I started sweepstaking, and over the years, I won an accumulation of $1 million in prizes, including cars, cash, trips, electronics. Can't forget that car on The Price is Right. I won like $10,000 multiple times. In all of that, I was able to sell and accumulate about $100,000. So that's just kind of like a baseline of how I made money. So I had to invest in a lot of sweepstakes along the way. So I would like make some, invest in like equipment and things to like create videos, which then went to a judging panel. Today you're going to be learning about a lot of bad decisions that I've made, but here is one really great decision that you can make today. So iTrust Capital is a crypto IRA. And what's really great about them is that they have 0 monthly fees. This is by far one of the best ways to lessen your tax bill over the years. So you can actually trade within your iTrust Capital account and pay 0 taxes. The only fee is a 1% trading fee. And if you currently have a Bitcoin IRA, you can actually transfer that over. It's crazy. My cousin pays like $150 a month for his Bitcoin IRA. So I've been telling him, you gotta go over to iTrust Capital. They actually charge $0 a month. iTrust Capital has a Roth IRA option, which in my opinion is super smart. It is the way to go, especially if you're someone that is super intrigued by Puerto Rico and the tax incentives, but you're looking for other ways to save on your tax bill in the future, especially when it comes to these massive gains that you're probably anticipating when it comes to Bitcoin. iTrust Capital is absolutely the way to go. So you can see here, 0% monthly fee. You pay 1% on all transactions, and that's if you're trading within your account. Go ahead and check out my link down below where you can actually get a free $100 when you sign up. So I had 100K. Houses were super cheap at the time, but my parents would not co-sign a loan for me. So I was just out there roaming the streets, not really, but looking for investment. So one of my cousins, her friends from high school, she introduced me to him. We got to talking, and basically he claimed that he went to film school in Los Angeles and that he was in the process of creating a documentary about some like Colombian drug lord that was really philanthropic, and it sounded really fascinating to me. So I was like, this sounds like a cool project, like I'm definitely interested. He ended up only taking $3,000 from me, but it was my fault. I gave him a cashier's check. I didn't get any documentation stating what my investment was. And before no time, he ran off, and he didn't just take my money, he took a lot of people's money in the town that I'm from. This guy right here. So that's a picture of him, and I think either his girlfriend or wife, and she was involved in some shady business too, so she's also gonna get some screen time today. This guy just scams people over and over and over again. Luckily, I got out of it with just a $3,000 loss. at the time, I was like, I'm not investing money that I would be really sad about losing, so I just went on with my way. And what I've learned over the years is that when you lose money, it takes more time and energy to go get it. You're probably never gonna get it back, so just focus on your next project and making money. Move fast, break things. That's kind of like the approach that I've taken. It's like, I just throw darts, right? When I was young, and I still even kind of do it today, it's like, I'm just gonna throw as many darts and see how many stick. Next up on the list, losing $170,000. So Puerto Rico is a place that obviously attracts investors, entrepreneurs, people with money that are coming from the States to save on taxes, right? This is typically high net worth individuals. I wouldn't consider myself a high net worth individual. I would consider myself a higher, well, like below the high net worth. I don't know. Everyone has their different definition for these things, but I don't want to put myself in the high net worth category. I don't really feel like I deserve to be there yet. So honestly, I think people come here kind of like ready to scam people because they know that it's people that are like willing to invest money really rather easily. So when I came here, one of the very first people that I met, she's like, oh yeah, I'm in my early 40s, I'm retired. This is my friend who ended up actually being her boyfriend. And for like years, I actually believed that they were only friends. I was the only person that believed that. Anyways, he stole my money and like 14, 15 other people's money. It's currently under investigation with the SEC and the FBI. And I'll just go ahead and let them take care of it because, like I said, I'm focusing on things right in front of me that I know can make me money versus trying to go chase money that's probably not even there. Like he probably already spent it all. See, I just believe people too easily. I felt like it started out good and he was actually making the money that he said, and then he started slacking, but he didn't want to be honest with us and let us down. So he just like still tried to pretend like we had the same returns and he was probably playing catch up. You know what happens when people trade and play catch up? Yeah, they lose all the money. All of it. All right, and the next thing on the list is I thought I was gonna be a professional ticket flipper. I think I had bought some tickets on StubHub for like a concert, maybe it was like even a football game, and later on I was like, whoa, the same seats went up in price. So then at the time, like the 49ers doing good is when they went to the Super Bowl. I think they went to the championship. Like during that time period, I don't know, was that 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. Anyways, so I was buying a ton of 49ers tickets and then they just started losing. So then the ticket price went down. So I was a professional ticket flipper for just a few weeks. I lost about $10,000 and then I just on to the next money to lose. It probably sounds like I'm purposely losing money, but that's not really the case. I'm just trying to make light of the situation because this is the thing. I view money as like, it's just flowing in and out of my life, right? Like I'm not attached to it. So I just see money as something that like flows in and out of my life and I'm not attached to it because it doesn't make me happy. Does it create freedom for my life? Yes, it does. But I could have the same amount of freedom if I lived at the beach and showered at the park. Both have a lot of freedom. As long as I don't have to have the 9 to 5, the goal is to be unemployed. Few. And next up, another big ol' scam, USI Tech. So when I first got into crypto, I mean, I'll just admit it, I didn't know anything about Bitcoin. I did not know how it worked, but I was introduced to the Ponzi's. Not just one, not just two, but all the Ponzi's, right? BitConnect, USI Tech, Airbit Club, right? So at first I was like, okay, this is cool. You put an investment, like you get paid daily payouts. They had trading bots, you know, the usual. Basically right before USI Tech, they had this big selling coin, like they were creating their own coin. And right before that, BitConnect sold their coin. And BitConnect's coin went from like 25 cents to like, was it hundreds of dollars? Like something absurd. So at the time I was like, you know what? I can afford to lose 33 Bitcoin. But yeah, Bitcoin wasn't like 50K or higher at the time, right? I didn't respect my Bitcoin at the time. I had just entered the space. This is probably it's about 4 years ago or so. So treat your Bitcoin like it's going to $1 million because it is. So I went for like a few of like these diamond packages. I bought like millions of coins and I'm like, this is either gonna be a home run or this is gonna be very, very bad. It was very, very bad. Oh gosh, 33 Bitcoin. Shoot. So that totaled $1.65 million. And next up, this is one reason why you might never want to trade again. So there's a difference, all right? There's day trading, there's swing trading, there's just taking profits, right? But there was a period, like over the course of, I don't know, a few years, I was constantly trading back from Bitcoin and to altcoins, and I had like 100 different coins, and I was just all over the place. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, like there were some days that my portfolio went up like $300,000, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I didn't really do anything. Why did I make all this money? And so I was just constantly trading in and out of coins, like honestly out of like boredom. I had like no method to my madness. Well, in that process, I lost 850 Ethereum and 44 Bitcoin for a total of $5.6 million. Oh my God, I have the chills. So I typically like store all of this information like really, really, really far back into my mind. But as I talk about it and bring it to light, bring it to the front, it definitely hits a little bit harder than on your average day. So not only did I lose a 33 Bitcoin from USI Tech, but that was my own plus one because there were people that wanted to use my buying power so they could get more coins. So they came in with me on the purchase, and guess what? Because I'm too trusting and I think that everyone has character, yeah, literally just bad character, get rid of those people. They never paid me for, and I like put in extra money for them so that they could have access to these funds, and you guessed it, these people never gave me the funds. And I don't even remember what their excuse was, but I was just like, you have bad character, and you have bad character, and you have bad character, and I will never trust any of you people ever again because you are so shady. So that was one experience there. Next up is, thankfully, the numbers are going a little bit down, just $50,000 on the next one. Basically, when I sold my food truck business back in 2017, I sold my whole business, right? I had a deep fried trailer, I had multiple Dippin' Dot ice cream stands, I had a lot of equipment, a lot, okay? And I was just like so tired of the business. I just wanted to move on with my life. I wanted to travel. I wanted to potentially move somewhere new. That's what led me to Puerto Rico. So I was just like, whoever, just someone take this like for a really, really good deal. So I sold my stuff for like $50,000 less than what I could have sold it for. So in that sense, it's like, it was more of like a missed opportunity because sometimes I really, really lack patience. Next up on the list is something that I lost $5,000 on because I didn't click the like button on a specific Facebook page. So back when I had just started my business, Staples actually had this really cool contest. So basically the prize was a $50,000 digital marketing push. I won because I won a lot of things. They built my website for free, and they ran my entire social media, which also include paid ads, for an entire year. So there are different components to this prize. There was the $50,000 part that I just explained to you. Then they put a value on, I had like a business call meeting with like a very like well-known, I guess not that well-known, like entrepreneur. I honestly forgot his name, it was a long time ago. So there was that value that they added to it. It totaled like $70,000, and then this $5,000. But because I didn't like a specific Facebook page, I don't even remember which one it was, I didn't get the $5,000 cash, which was really, really depressing and sad. All right, another Ponzi Arabic club. That was actually my intro to cryptocurrency. So just like all the other ones, you know, first they like start paying you less, and then they start limiting your withdrawals. And let me tell you what, after all of this, I am a professional when it comes to sniffing out a scam. Most of the time. So $100,000 just like in the cloud sitting on this Arabic club, right? And I was like, it was so obvious for like so many years prior. I'm like, this is a scam. Like, telling my friends to get out, but everyone was just so gung-ho. That's what happens, right? That's one of the weirdest things that happens when like you're in the middle of getting scammed with like people that you know. It's like a 50-50 divide. It's like there's like the people that are like, no, in denial, this is not fake. And then there's the people that are like, this is really fake, and it's like really obvious, and it happens every single time. So something to be aware of is that like there's this crazy divide that happens when there's like a bunch of people that are friends together that are getting scammed. If this ever happens to you, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The next way I've lost money, and this is just like failed business venture. So I had the food truck business. It was seasonal. In the off season, I was always looking for another way to make money. So one season I wrote a book, Living the Winner's Mindset. I talked about sweepstaking. If you want to read it, it's actually down below, and it's like not that great, but I think there's some grammatical errors in there. I wrote the book in 1 week. So if you want to learn more about me personally though, I think it would be a good tool. I don't know, like sometimes I think about taking it down, but it's still up there. But the book didn't make me any money is the moral of the story. The first year I think I got like an Amazon 1099 form for like $40 or something crazy like that. And last but not least, I was one of the victims of the Get Smarter scheme. So I'll never forget, basically they advertised that if you got a membership, and so I bought it on Black Friday, it was like $17,000 approximately before, and then it was like $5,000 off. I think it was like $17,500. Black Friday, it was $5,000 off. I got it for $12,500. They advertised to me like these sales guys were schemy as hell. They said if you take a flight that's a 3-hour duration or less, it was either 2 or 3 hours, then it is free included with your membership. And these are like small private planes. So like I only got to use it twice, okay, for short flights that were like less than an hour and a half, but it was, I felt like I was living it up. You go to like these really small airports, you get there 15 minutes before, you get on a plane, there's drinks and snacks. It was epic. It was cool for the 2 things that I got to use. But this was the thing, is that that wasn't the case. And then 6 months after, they completely restructured their entire business, which basically made my membership absolutely worthless. There was a class action lawsuit and I missed it. But I should have actually been like keeping up online about it. But that's the thing, is like keeping up with all the times you've been scammed and like have to go chase like the money. I'm like, I'd rather just work on what's right in front of me. Like the emotional toll that it takes is just not fun. So I hope you learned a little bit on how I have lost $8 million over the years. And these are like really memorable stories, and I think that you can actually learn a lot from these lessons. So hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.